you how to solo the exotic mission Heliostat that launched today. When you do normal mode, you will get the exotic axe. After normal mode, you will unlock the difficulties and be able to customize the mission. The run that you saw was base ultimate that I did. I ran no mods because this is a base run to explain to people how to actually solo this. I will do bells and whistle solos as the week goes along. This is a base run, a base guide. Do you understand? If we take it from the top. The champions in this are Barrier and Unstop. I have not seen overloads in this. It was Barrier and Unstop for me. So you've got to consider that. Now I'm using Lord Fellwinter because I'm recuperating cores. I'm not investing into builds until I get more cores recuperated. Build is Lightning Surge, the one that I've been running all for ages now. Song of Flame, Fellwinter, armor mods. There'll be a dim link anyways. It's less about the build and more about the actual run. I'm using Mint Retrograde, Drang and Wolfsbane to show off the exotic axe. What I could have done if you don't have the axe is just do this. Eager Edge, Mint Retrograde, exotic version. There you go. Do you see how you can just do that? Or even pop a machine gun on if you want to. You see what you can do? What I'm trying to explain to you is the axe is not required for you to solo this. I'm using it in the run to show off the gameplay of it. I'm using Elemental and Mint, Heel Clip Drang, Wolfsbane like I said. Artifact mods, Range Shrapnel, Shield Crush, Elemental Daze, Energy Acceleration, Pack Tactics, Freddy Proliferation, Discount on Scabs, Fever and Chill, Barrier Pulse. I didn't have Overload Sword on. I've got Unstoppable Hand Cannon. Unstoppable Sidearm, shall we say. And that's literally the build. Before I get into the run, I just want to mention that it seems to be that the exotic axe and the exotic mission has launched in a pretty good state. I haven't watched any videos from anyone else yet. But as far as I can see, the exotic mission's really good, well made, and the exotic axe seems to be quite powerful. I haven't tested it fully yet, though. You know, you can't expect me just to, you know, as soon as an exotic weapon drops, it's like, boom, have you tested it? No, I haven't. Is that a problem, son? Time needs to elapse until we make a educated assessment on a gun, on a weapon. You can't just say, boom, reset. What's the gun like? Microphone in your face. I don't know, dude. I played with it for 20 minutes. I think it was pretty good. Do you know what I'm saying, though? It takes time to evaluate these things. So, yeah, you should be happy today as D2 players. I think so, as far as I take it. On with the run. Okay, so here is that detailed solo, where to go, routing, etc. What you do, mechanics in this mission, etc. Because it's a little bit heavy on mechanics, actually. A little bit, at least. Or more so routing. These ads can be skipped. So kill some of the ads to get your health, whatever build you're running. But you can skip them. But you don't have to skip them. But I'm saying you can. Pop in that banner. That spawns in the Scion dude. He's going to give you psionic protection. There's a bubble around you. This is the first mechanic. Now you don't need to rally twice in that section. Only once. One psionic protection bubble is enough for that opening section. That defends you against the radiation. Follow the route on screen. Follow the Seaver stuff. Yeah? And then we're going to place another rally here. He's Quicksilver. Look at how good this dude is. He's extremely good. And what you're going to do is kill the Vex that's shiny. The Minotaur that's shining. He drops a Radiolaria portal thing on the floor. Whatever you want to call it. A Vex Rift. And then that will get Quicksilver here. Right? We work together to dig down that barrier. And that's the first two mechanics. Now you can immediately shoot the Spider Watcher circuit. I told you there was going to be Spider Watcher mechanics in this, didn't I? I already told you. Last week. I told you that was going to happen, lads. 4 security nodes. The first one is free in mid. Shoot it immediately. Then what we're going to do is a bit of axe gameplay here. The reason why I was taking down the barrier shields is because I had Radiant. So I could pierce their shields with this. Same mechanic. You look for the Minotaurs. You stand in the Vex Rifts. Then when the Radiolaria saturation is complete, you then need to go at different areas of the rooms. There's 3 areas. you follow Quicksilver. Always follow him and shoot the extra nodes. Do you see how this room's now working? See how we're working this room now? So 1 security node in mid and then 3 special rooms. And the pattern of the rooms is the same every time, even on Ultimate. So there's a structure to this. It's not RNG at all. Whereas there's some other puzzles later on that are RNG and heavily RNG based. You're going to get a lot of ads. Whatever build you're running, just make sure it's health in its kit. This axe does heal you, of course. And this video isn't too much about how damn good the axe is, but it's a bit of gameplay showing it off, for sure. Radio Lariat Rift, same thing. Follow Quicksilver. There we go. He goes to here. He does that psionic thing. Work with him to take down the barrier. And you're looking for the node. You can skip these ads technically, but don't overcommit. Like I'm overcommitting there and not clearing the ads when I should have, but that's alright. You know, we got weakish. On higher difficulties or a higher delta, I would have got punished for that, but that's alright, isn't it? I pop super, and we're just going to go on a massive rampage with the axe. Notice I've a activated nano assault. That does a lot of things for us, but bear in mind this is base difficulty, so you can't fully judge it. But it's a fun. Is it fun? And it is. Yeah, it's extremely fun, and it was. It was always going to be fun. Okay, so now we'll get rid of our Minotaur again. Careful of the Hydra explosions. I'm getting hit quite hard here, but I got Devour. Devour chain kill. And you're looking for the 4th room, of course. That last section is where the most of the amount of the ads are in this room, though, for sure. So if you're going to pop Cerber, it's on that phase. 3 out of 4. That's where you get hit most by champs and what have you. On normal difficulty, there is no champs. But normal mode is very similar to this. There does not seem to be alternative routing based on difficulty, as far as my knowledge is aware right now. Although that might be different. As in, there might be. I only know what I know. Activate that panel. Then you're going to go to this route here. You need to follow on screen where I go. I don't know if there is an alternative route. Maybe there is. I don't know. But keep following this. This is the way I go. This is the way I go. So you're going to jump up here and you're looking for top left. Go through top left. Jump on these pipes and jump across. Be careful not to fall. That is a wipe. But it wouldn't matter, of course. But I'm just explaining you can wipe down there if you fall. Right, now follow the route on screen, and then you're going to take an immediate left. And then a right here in this door. And then an immediate left. Do not go further. If you get the wrong door, you get electrified and die. That's the mechanic. There's loads of doors. I imagine there's a lot of secrets in that bit. There will be. Right, hack. This is the hack and scion. This is the next mechanic. Do that hack. Then come to the other side and do the execute partner hack. Boom. He then, is this lad Quicksilver? I don't know what this lad's name is. We'll have a look in a minute. Hack again here. I don't think it is Quicksilver. It's slightly different. And come to this panel. Remember that symbol. I don't have a name for it. I haven't got names devised for all these new symbols. These are new symbols. They've made a bunch of new symbols. But activate the symbol you saw on the initial computer. That activates the lift. Now, there's a high chance of death here. Let the lift go all the way down before you start. It's easier if you do it like this. And what you're going to do is shoot the nodes to disable the barriers, but they're timed. They come back and they immediately kill you. So look at that. I imagine there's an easier way of doing all of this. I imagine. Remember, this is only day 1. It's only day 1. So you shoot the nodes. I struggle here. Watch this. So I say I end up missing. I'm like, oh no. So I definitely need to practice the elevator section. I was close there. But you see how probably Eager Edge helps out massively on that bit. And obviously I've got the axe on. An axe hasn't got Eager Edge. It'd be fun if it did have Eager Edge. But you see what I'm saying? Eager Edge would have been better for that bit. Okay. So now, this section here. I don't know if you can skip these ads. I don't know everything about the mission. But I'm just going to clear these ads. There's a couple of unstops and things. I get a super, so I'm going to use my Song of Flame. So going with the axe and Song of Flame. I'll stun this unstop though. There we go. Oh, it is new objective. So it looks like, yeah, you do need to clear those ads. Look at that. The snipers at the top of the roof, which I don't think you do need to kill them. Right? But I've killed them there. Because if you don't, the Scion looks at them. It's he'll look up at the ceiling. It's weird. But I just cleared them anyways. Alright, so I'm going to speed up this footage. First thing you want to do is there's 3 rooms. 3 security codes need disabled here. There's 3 rooms with 3 ads. You need to go through vents. Kill all the ads first in each room. Because there's some information I'm missing on this bit. And basically, it seems as though off the 3 rooms, you've got to do it in a certain order. Right? So you're playing a game of what pattern or what symbol is in common. First things first, right? Before I explain this, just kill the ads. All the 3 rooms, kill. So I'm doing that right now, right? Let's take it from the top because I'm going to get people confused on this bit. I am confused a little bit myself with a little bit of it. But you'll get the nature of it. Right. All the ads are cleared from all the rooms. So now you've saw that there's 3 different ways. There's a way to get into each room with the vents. What you do is you call the Scion to hack and you look at those 3 symbols there. On each side of a room there's 3 symbols. You're looking for the symbol that has that's common within that wall. See? So I'm looking, right? So I'm looking for what's the common symbol there. But on this footage, you will see that even though it is the common symbol, I'm not doing it right because it says incorrect code. So there's back, left and right rooms. I imagine it's just as simple as you do not only is it patterning common, but it's in a certain order. And that's the piece of information I'm missing, actually. So someone else can tell us on that, right? There's probably in there a particular pattern, right, that you have to do it. Because I'm doing the mechanic right here. I'm showing you that I'm going and then I'm activating. You activate 3 switches. So it's hourglass. That is hourglass, but it's saying it's wrong and it's not wrong. Well, it is in the context of this. So then I end up just activating all 3 switches. And I'm like, why is it not working? What ends up happening is you start with the correct room that it is with the common symbol. And then you find it goes from there. So there was trial and error with this one for me. There was. After this run, I'll look up just to see what was going on with this bit, why I was failing. I don't fail now. This is where the pattern starts, where we get it right. So I call for this Scion. I'm looking for the symbol that's in common with that wall there, or that structure, whatever you want to call it. So I call my Scion. This is where we start getting the pattern correctly, right? And you got to do this 3 times. So I wish it was just you go to a room, you get the symbol, and that's it. But it wasn't like that. I don't know why. And it's not the same every time. It's not like back left right back or right back left or whatever. Not as far as I can see. So in this case, it's the 2 diamonds. Boom. Security code fragment is accepted. That's code 1. Code 2, right? Which is just trial and error, right? So if you go to a room and it says wrong code, even though you're getting the right symbol, then it's the other room, isn't it? It's a process of elimination at that point. So yeah, we're looking for our symbol. I'll tell you the symbol when I get to it. But yeah, there's 3 symbols in the other room that you basically got to activate. That's how the security code thing's working. So the common symbol is this diamond here, the big diamond. Boom. Security code fragment accepted. 2 codes out of 3. I do apologise about this bit. It's a bit disjointed on the guide. I apologise in advance about that. But do appreciate it's day 1 I need to get the video out. I can't waste too much time redoing a run because I've got to do commentary on that run. Remember that, lads. A lot of people solo and don't add commentary, and that's fine. That's fair play to them. But remember, I'm doing double, sometimes triple the work of everybody else because I'm adding an extensive commentary to it. So if I have to do another run which takes 25 minutes, that's not a big deal to you, right? Well, it is to me because then I need to add another 25 and 30 minutes of commentary. Bear in mind, Destiny 2 maintenance was extended by another hour tonight. I'm in European time zone, which is not a favourable reset. So I've just got to get the video out, you understand? Right, once the codes are done, it's a massive combatant section, which is actually refreshing. It's a good little room, this. So you get 2 unstops, and you get 2 barriers after these void shields are dealt with. Right? So we're just going with lightning surges like this. So basically pop a transcendence on this bit. If you're on other classes, just pop what you pop, right? Yeah? And yeah, obviously I'm on lightning surge, so I'm just going to pop my transcendence and just go in and clear all the ads and debuff them. But I see a moment of opportunity here, there look, because all the ads spawning from there. So I was like, you know what, it's time to pop super. So I pop super here. And then we're just going to do our Song of Flame here. I know that there's 2 barriers on this phase as well. And I'm just going to go in with the axe. Taken with the axe. That's nice damage there with the nano assault. Even though that champ is at power, I can still see through. I can still envisage what that damage would be if that champ was minus 40, which it would still be pretty damn good actually. You can sort of, if you know how the scaling in damage wise in this game works, you can sort of get a picture or an educated idea and visualize it in your mind on what the damage of the axe will be like before you see it. At least I can. I've got a good idea of how it's going to work. But obviously testing needs to be done. But like I said at the start of the video, we can't just test immediately. There's things to be done, videos to be made. Extensive research takes time. Extensive tests takes time. Right, now it's the grav lift overrides. You've got to do 2 of them. Now, this is quite a bit of a long traversal. It's not that long, I suppose. It's about 5 minutes if you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to die a lot here. So follow the routing on screen. It's very important. Although I didn't get this perfect either. Bear that in mind. So I'll get rid of this barrier. You can skip a lot of ads on this bit. But let's just get the routing down. Call your Scion here. The psionic protection will protect you against the radiation mechanic. However, you don't need as much psionic protection as what you would think. I was expecting that you would need it up all the time and you don't. Follow the routing on screen. So you get another Scion. By the way, you don't always get Scions. It's kind of odd how they do this. Barrier champ up top, I'll get rid of him. I get sniped, that's alright. I've always got an ability to use. Follow the route on screen, so you jump up to where the yellow is. Take the 2 snipers, to be honest. Don't have them sniping you while you're trying to jump. It'll affect your composure. Don't let your composure break. And just keep going along. Now look, we've run out of psionic protection. As far as I can see, there's no more psionic protection. But you can sort of get... You can bypass a lot of this. Because look, the radiation's intermittent. So you can jump over now, and then what you can do is jump and delay your jump a little bit. And even if you get there, you can, if you do use a normal sword, you can block radiation damage with a sword. A standard sword. The axes, this axe, cannot block damage, so you can't get that. If you think you're going to die to radiation damage, you can even pop a super and survive because of it. But you won't always die immediately at this level. When you're minus 40 delta, you probably will die to radiation damage very quickly. So I activate the first grav lift. Right, that's the first lift done. That section there is where the lift is, but the game's wanting you to do it again. So now it's on the right hand side of the map. So there's sort of like 2 wings to this map. It's actually a very big area. It's very impressive. If you look down below at the water, you'll see all the structures and stuff. This room's incredible. Incredibly well designed. Right? Same thing. psionic protection. So you see the mechanic going on. But yeah, the environment and the puzzling in this one. I mean, obviously we had a bit of awkwardness with the security free codes just before there. But there's enough mechanics to keep you entertained in this mission, right? And the combatant sections are very dense. The final boss, well, we'll talk about that when we get to it, I suppose. So just follow the route on screen. There is chance of you going the wrong way and falling off map. I've done that before. Take a right here. Don't go straight. You'll just fall off map. Follow where the radiation is. That's that's a clue. Now, I pop a super here just in case. I didn't get radiation debuff there, which was funny. That was funny, I didn't get that. Maybe you don't get it when you need super. I don't know. I haven't tested it. So, generally, I say to you in videos, I've tested this. I've tested it. On a day one thing, I can't lie. I could say, no, I haven't tested it. I've tested it a little bit. I've tested it for 22 minutes, which isn't a test, is it? It's just an initial assessment, which is different to test. Not in the world of my testing, at least. I suppose day 2 is where you get more refinement. When something new comes out like this, you'll see day 2 solos are more refined over day 1, because that's just naturally how it works. Final boss. Get rid of these barriers. Because I don't think they respawn. So there are 2 barriers at the start. Get rid of them. Because there's a chance of you skipping them, but don't have them alive on phase 2. Or when the boss spawns, because that could actually kill you. Even at this level. You'll see what happens. So, we're doing alright here. It's when the boss spawns in, right? So get rid of the ads. And we're looking for the radial area. We killed the Vex. Same mechanic as before. The game's already taught you. Get the Vex Rift. Follow the Quicksilver Scion. Whichever one, there's 3. And you need to follow the one that's moving. He shows you where the room is. Now, there's only actually 2 rooms to complete here. Okay, and then you're looking for this. You're looking for the hack. So you get the hack, and that's that one room done, right? There's another room to do, and he's your next guy. He's your next radial area Minotaur. Vex Rift goes down, same thing. Make sure you got your health, whatever build you're on. Make sure you got your health while you're collecting that rift. Then look for Quicksilver. He's a beast. Look at his movement. They've definitely done, I don't know. In this mission, I felt like I wasn't on my own. Even though I am. Do you understand it? The mechanic of, because in the past we would have it where you hold square to capture, to inspect something. The dynamic changes if AI does it for you. It feels better. It feels a lot more interactive. Like you do something, the Scion moves with you. It feels very fluid. That mechanic is very underrated. Quicksilver Scions in this are incredible. Now watch this. Look at who's returned. Who is that boss? It's Tree of Probabilities. It's Curse of Osiris boss. Valus Foon has returned to the arenas. Look at how weak he gets me there. So he gets me weak, so I'm like, alright. I'm not able to out-heal him because he's actually doing quite a bit of damage. I use Mint. Now on phase 2 there's radiation. There's the radiation thing. So you can stand at the back of here where the Scions are to basically get that buff, that psionic buff. But you need to make sure you've got a Devour Chain going. Yeah. And look, we get the psionic buff. That means the radiation, we won't take damage from it. Boss is now damageable after the Riven. Once the Riven is killed, the boss's shield goes down. I get weak here, so I make sure I get my Devour. I'm going to go in with a Transcendence. It's the time to pop it. I've got Psionic Protection 9 seconds. I send the boss very easily. This boss isn't that tanky. Okay, I know there's a Riven on the 3rd wave. Unstop pushes me. So I'm like, alright, I get him stunned with the sidearm. I think there's another Unstop. Riven pushes. Have I got Devour? Always check you've got Devour. I get the Radium Poisoning. It's time to pop Super now. Because the Super I know can deal with the Riven and the boss. I then use Nano Assault Axe and just finish the boss off. That ends up being my base solo of this. So the boss isn't tanky on normal mode or ultimate base or grandmaster base or whatever. If you're at the same power level of the enemies, it's not too difficult to do this. But at minus 40, okay, it might be a little bit of a challenge. We'll have to see how, I mean, not a challenge, but a little bit of one. We'll have to see how that plays out. But that is the end of it. So the final boss, how do you feel about that? It's the Tree of Probabilities boss from 2017, which in actual fact, it's not a bad little thing, because his AI is different. His AI is different to other Cabal. I know his AI, because I tested it in 2017, and I know all about him. It's not a bad thing. It could have been worse, but that was the solo for this new exotic mission. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.